Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Squilliam, Mac, Wag, Cameron, Chuck, Michael, Steve E, Dylan, Will, Terry. What's up, WS? Good morning, everybody. Aloha, SF. What's up, Pike, Carrie, Divert, Sonia, Natalie, Wes? How y'all doing? Good morning, Barack. What's going on, man? Mr. Bueller. What's up, Sinful? The meme lord himself has appeared. Not trading today, just mental. Definitely not a problem. When is it ever a bad time to mentally trade? Good morning. All right, let's get started. So, the only things I've marked before starting the stream was which I was just being antsy, but I was marking the previous day high and the kind of, holy crap, this song's loud. That scared me. All right, the only things I added preemptively before the stream were the previous day high, which you guys can see there. And then I added a level you guys don't normally see me add, but I liked it a lot because this is kind of where price broke out, decided to catch support, and decided to continue on. So I'm really going to pay attention to that level just as much as any other level on here for a break below. And then, of course, we have the previous day open and previous day lows, which are way down here. So I'm just going to leave it as is and not mess up the chart or keep it all dirty. Now, in the bigger time frame, if you go back out, I did unhighlight a couple things. I unhighlighted this gap fill, and I unhighlighted this gap fill because we've basically filled both. So I just thought, why not just keep them marked, but we'll delete all the big blue rectangles everywhere. The only one that's left is now the one to the downside. Below 392.20s all the way down to about 390.50, which if you guys remember, we were playing that range a while back between 388 and 390.50. That was a really important range, and here it is again with the gap range here. So pretty impressive to see that pop up again. The big thing to pay attention to on the bigger time frames before I go back down to the smaller and re-explain myself for break above, break below, is you really do need to pay attention to 400. 400 is a key level to the upside, so just remember 400. That's pretty easy. It's psychological. So 400 is above. It's a huge level we're watching for above. To the downside, a really big level you need to look for is if any pullback happens, you got to remember, where did we just break out at? We just broke out down here, right? Out of this consolidation. So where would price retrace if it was 100% pulling back, right? It would pull back all the way to 386. So you need to keep the 400 and 386 area in mind. Right? This is what you need to keep in mind for the next 2 weeks probably, okay? Now, I'm not saying it is going to pull back to here. I'm just saying if you don't break 400 and they reject and all they do is just fill that gap, then yeah, we can range trade here, get a couple bounces. But if not, then we are going to pull back all the way to 386 over the next 2 weeks most likely. So be very careful in case the rally does not continue on. One thing that does give some confidence into a continued rally is the amount of consolidation we had. We consolidated for over almost 4 weeks in here before breaking out, right? So that actually does give enough confidence for buyers to continue higher all the way up to maybe even 411, 412 area that we saw before, which is a very, very big breakout level to the upside if ever broken. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is that the rally doesn't have to stop here. If it doesn't pull back here, fill the gap, pull the way back. If it doesn't just come back, fill this and bounce, whatever happens. But at least you understand what levels are the key. 400, 386 is the current range we're kind of in. We know there's a gap fill here for short-term pullback. We know there's a 100% pullback here where they can get a really big bounce going, and we know that there's a lot of consolidation here where no pullback is needed. As you guys can see, they broke out, slowed down, had a little bit of a pullback already, and then continue on. So it's not like they just left the train station without any support. There's definitely a lot of support here with this consolidation and this short-term retest. So I'm just wanting to kind of point out both scenarios and kind of let everyone know, this could keep going, but at the same time, you got to keep in mind for us not to break a certain level. You might get a little tired, then we'll get that better continuation. So just wanted to put that in everyone's mind. But back on the smaller time frame. So again, all I added was the previous day high and this little higher low, I guess you could say. More of a pullback spot where they broke out, sat on top of, continued higher from. So I'll be mainly watching to see how price reacts to that if it breaks pre-market low and if it breaks 396.40. But again, keeping eyes on 399, 400 for the upside, keeping eyes on 396.40, 395.50 for downside. Again, you could start shorting from here to this level. It's a pretty good risk reward there, not really. But if you wait for 395.50, you'll get a better break below. So keep eyes between about here and about 400. So pretty wide range today, but I do like one thing, that SPY has just kind of consolidated to the right. It hasn't really continued higher. It hasn't really dropped down super low. You know, it's actually giving everybody a chance. So I wouldn't be surprised if you got a pretty exciting move in the first 30 minutes today. So keep eyes on that, just because of the amount of consolidation the pre-market does have. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So let me get this all typed up, and then we'll go through some more charts. Above 399/400, and give me a thumbs up or a yes or whatever, an emoji of some sort, to let me know that you understand what we're looking at for SPY today. Yeah, everybody was super bullish last week. Again, we'll see if they're validated or not. You know, we don't know yet until 400 is, you know, better tested, or if we get better price action around 400, and then we'll see. Damn, AMD's looking pretty good. Let's see here. Previous day high. Also lines up with pre-market high. So about 71.10. That was the level we used last week. Let's get that previous day open. Previous day close up here. Again, 71.10 is going to be the level. I'm just going to mark that now so we see it. Meet of the pre-market low. That's kind of your range right there for AMD. So we can look under the pre-market low towards the yesterday open. Not a bad trade there. Yesterday open breaks. You can look towards the previous day lows, which again, it's kind of between here and here. So if they do break lower than 69.80, this is probably where they're going. So if you get a bigger rising volume sell-off from pre-market low, this is most likely where they want to test, but you do have the previous day open in the way first. And above 71.10, there's a level way up at 72.75, but if I go here and I do my little cheat method for everybody, we get our level in between. Now we know a more passive level to aim for about about $1 away, 72. That's pretty fair. 72 and then 72.75. So we can add AMD to the list if we want. I'm going to go ahead and do that. We don't have to go back and do it. And then we'll go to the sectors too for a second. Oh, and if look, I never elaborate this enough on the list because I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. But let's say price broke this and it was too quick, right? And then it kept trading here for a while. Could you use this as a break below? That's a good question. Yes, you can. So if you end up seeing us, you know, let's say this sells off too quick and it ruins your opportunity under 70.34. Does that just ruin this chart forever? No, I mean, maybe for about 30, 40 minutes, maybe an hour or two. You know, if it ends up selling off too quick and then just kind of range trades here. But can you use this area as a break below? Yes, it's the previous day low. Why not, right? Add your TA routine levels and go see what else is there. Of course, I don't have that added there. Let's get it there. So what would you add there? 68.50. That's what you would add there. So you could say, oh, also under the previous day low, you know, outside of this last level we have here, what could you aim for? Bam, the 68.50 or 67.50. You got levels there. So if anybody ever wonders, oh, can you do that? Yes, you can. I just try to give you guys the short term of it because I'm not trying to fill up the list of, you know, a paragraph on each ticker so I can fit more on my screen. But essentially, yes, you could definitely look past that level, just in case anybody was wondering. Let me go to Nvidia now. I expect this to be relatively close to what AMD was showing, and it is pretty close. I actually like this chart a lot. I like this one more than AMD. I hate to say it. Yeah, we're definitely adding Nvidia. I can already see I'm going to like this chart a lot. am. All right, so I like it above 169.70, bigger time frame level. It's over the previous day high and over the pre-market high of all the pre-market, really. And then pre-market low is a good short because we have the previous day close above here. So next level below, pre-market low. And then main target, I said 166, then 165 because I just want to give people a passive target because there was a little bit of consolidation here where they sat on top of 166 there. So I think that would be the better first target, and then 165. And then you can look under 165 towards the previous day open / low, just like I talked about on AMD. So I like that one a lot too. Tesla's on another vibe today. They are already moving up higher. So see what we have here. Pre-market high, 126.25, and then you have 128 pretty close above. Above 128 you have 130 and then 133.50. That's a pretty wide initial range for them, which means they could pull back all the way to 122.40 before any kind of continuation. So be careful as well if Tesla gives up steam, or let's just talk about it from a market perspective. Let's say Amazon sells off and you see SPY selling off, and you start to see tech selling off, and discretionary, like everything just starts selling off. And I know Tesla's been doing the opposite, but let's just speak in terms of it actually following for once. What is Tesla going to most likely do at open? It's probably going to pull back. Where would it want to pull back to? 122.40. So probably going to see it pull back to there if market pulls back. If you see continued market strength, continue to look for Tesla over 126.25 into 128, and you could maybe even see them into 130 before the 133.50. So we can type that up, but I don't think I'm going to because it's not an as awesome play. So I'm going to go through this more, and if we don't find anything, I'll add Tesla on this list. But again, that's a pretty good trade plan as long as you're watching the market with this. You can't just watch this by itself. You're not going to end up getting it there. But that's what we'll pay attention to. So I'm going to keep going through the list, but we'll keep that in mind on Tesla. Let me again check. Where's their pre-market low? Of course, it's this candle. All right. So add that 121.60 because I saw it was between the previous day open, previous day close. So I'm going to add it there. Let's keep going though. Apple also on another leg up here. So meet a pre-market high 135.50. You have it really at 135.66. Previous day close. Pre-market lows about right here, 134. We'll just say 134.15, 134.10. That's pretty interesting though. Kind of reminds me of Tesla a little bit. So again, kind of with the market, if we do see a continuation higher, keep eyes over the true pre-market high towards 137s ish. If we end up seeing them pull back, we need to see, can previous day close hold? Can the pre-market low hold, which is also from a bigger time frame level here? So can this area hold is essentially what we should see. And if as long as this does hold here, you should be bullish Apple is essentially what you see out of that chart. It's the same thing with Tesla. You know, even with the pullback, as long as it's holding this area, you should be bullish. Amazon, let's keep eyes on that and for relative strength around Tesla. And if you're asking, oh, why would you look at Amazon for relative strength on Tesla? It's because they are the two of the top three weights in the XLY sector, which XLY is the discretionary sector, which is what both of those belong to. Let's see here, though. Netflix, actually not looking that bad. I actually kind of like the flat pre-market here. Yeah, it's about there. Previous day close, previous day high, previous day, previous day open. Okay, I actually like this a lot. So I'd say above this general vicinity here, you can look into the previous day high. Past this area, you can look towards higher levels like 338, possibly even 340. Don't let the blue squares confuse you, or rectangles, sorry. For more downside, and I know this is a little far, which is not that far, it's Netflix, but under the previous day open, that can actually get really ugly. So if you see 329.90s break, that's going to be looking very good for continuation down. There's not a lot of levels there. Again, though, we can look for it outside of this area. I kind of just marked a lower high, I guess you could say, from the previous day high into a lower high here, and then I kind of followed it up by going down to the previous day close, which kind of corrects or is over on top of all of the pre-market info, so it kind of covers a lot of information. So basically, if Netflix can exit this range or hold out of this range, it should at least go to the previous day high, which again isn't that much crazy movement. So if you just want to wait for a better move past that, you can. But still, good note on that one. Metaverse, let's see how y'all doing. They always like to pop off when nobody's paying attention to them. Oops, almost back the wrong day. Previous day high, previous day close, previous day open, pre-market high, pre-market low is basically marked. So it looks like meta outside of 134.90s, or you could even say 135.50s towards 134.90s. That'd be a good trade. Or just wait for 134.90s the previous day open. Kind of like Netflix, which, again, that's kind of funny because Netflix, I'm saying that previous day open looks good for a break below. You go to Meta, which, again, is in the exact same sector, the XLC sector, communication services. You can actually see the previous day open on them is looking good as well. So that's in sync. That's pretty cool. So that's one you can look for further continuation down if the open breaks. Microsoft opposite to Apple this morning. I'm going to assume they had more news come out. Meet of the previous day low. And that's actually a pretty strong level at 237.20. This was one they had a lot of problem with Friday. We remember that one pretty heavily. They failed a lot. They finally broke over it, held on top of, continued higher. So that'll be a good break above level. So if we want to add Microsoft, we definitely can. That looks really, really good, actually. Even with that ugly start to their day. Boeing, Square, both kind of flat. All right, let's go back to Apple. We'll type Apple out. Let me do this so I can see everything. That's cool. I didn't just click the bolden. There we go. Target 136.70. 34.15. Target 133/131. I'll just say 75. Eat it up a little bit. And I think Netflix was the other one I liked a lot. It'll just be a little confusing on how to type this and make it make more sense for people, but I'm just gonna try and be as accurate as I possibly can for this. Netflix. All right, let's see what I said. So outside of 334.10, target 336/336.65. 336.65 target 338/340. Oh, and look at that, it's all bold. How nice. Below 329.90s, target 328. I'm just going to go every 6, and then we'll go into the 325.25 level. There we go. I like that a lot. We'll check a couple others real quick again. We'll see if we want to add anything else. I don't really want to add Meta because we already have Netflix here. But it's essentially the same idea. You're looking under the previous day open. And on Netflix, you're kind of looking above a certain area into the previous day high. There's not enough room to do that on Meta, so they are a little bit different in similarity. So this part might be the same exact plan, but this part's a different plan. You can't really look above here to here. It's just not feasible to trade for a less than 50-cent move on Meta. So probably need to look just past that previous day high for a move instead of just jumping in above pre-market high like you can do on Netflix, which actually has room in between the kind of initial breakout range and then that previous day high spot. But I think that's going to be my initial list. We can add more to it as we go. But for right now, I'm going to send that out to everybody because we are 19 minutes before open. I want to give everybody a chance who isn't in the stream to have the levels. So I'm sending it out to everybody. Real quick, let me get that sent out. Top watches. All right. Just making sure everybody has it. Looks like for the most part people do. Alright, cool. Y'all have my complete attention now. Can I see what your fib setting are? No problem, man. Again, guys, this isn't a fib I'm actually drawing. I'm just trying to show somebody the settings. Edit properties. This is what it shows. Let me know when you're done, JB McFadden. Let me know when you're good and I can cut this off. Triple Qs. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys some more TA from my friend JBake, who just posted on the triple Qs, Tesla, and what was the third one? Tesla, Apple, and triple Qs. So I'll go through those here again in a second. You can look at his analysis. All right, no problem, man. You're watching on a plane to Colorado, and the wife is... Oh, the stream's couple. Can you tell me the levels on SPY? Also, there's a massive head and shoulders on triple Q. We're looking above 399/400 for bulls, essentially. Hold on, let me delete this. And then below 396.40 and 395.50 for short-term downside for SPY. So right now it's just kind of holding flat. We're looking above 399 and 400. If it can break that, we'll probably see some higher levels towards 403, 405, maybe even 407 today. So that'd be one thing to look at. To the downside, though, we're looking under 396.40 and 395.50, which is a bigger time frame level mixed with the kind of pullback spot, I guess you could say. I don't want to say high or low, but after they had their breakout the other week above 394, they held above this 395.50 for a defense, and then that's where they kind of continued from. So that's what we need to look under for potential more heavy aggressive selling. There could be some short-term downside under the pre-market low and 396.40, but I'm just also majorly pointing out this level so people understand where it could really get aggressive selling from. But sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, you said the wife is crappy, and I was confused at first, but then you said Wi-Fi, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. The wife is crappy, man. She's screwing up the Wi-Fi. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know what he was talking about at first, but that makes more sense though. That's funny. Well, hope you have a safe trip, man. Thanks for tuning in while you're literally in the air. I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, sorry about the blurry stream. I mean, nothing we can do about that, but I'll try to read it all out as best as I can, like I normally do. But TA by JBake. I wanted to pull this up for everybody. I'm going to go to the beginning. All right, so QQQ, nice tight range. And by the way, guys, when you see triple Qs, just remember the word tech. That's what the triple Qs are, tech. Nice tight range we have between 279 and 281. Holding above 279 is key, so remember that for potential upside this week. Above 281, we can target these different levels here, between 282 all the way to 285. Below 279, you can target levels from 278.50 all the way to 276. If we retest and hold 279s, we can play it back up to pre-market high around 280.50s and previous day high at 281. Good luck today. And he sends his chart with all his levels, where he's getting them from. Oops, why isn't it clicking off? There we go. And then two that he posted just now, this morning, were Apple breaking above the previous day high. I'll be watching for a potential retest, and this is what I was saying too, so great minds think alike. If you guys are looking for a better setup, you can look at it once it pulls back, kind of like what you saw in Tesla as well. I'm sure he said the same thing here. But if we get the pullback and hold, he'll be targeting 136, 136.60s, and 137, and he again posts his chart where he gets his levels from. But Tesla, same exact thing. Broke above the 224. It's been fighting for the past 5 days. Very impressive. Would love to get a retest to see if it holds, which it most likely will. Retest of 124s. Target the pre-market high around the 126 area. Above 126, you can target 128 and 130. My bad. Below 124s, target 122s all the way down to the 118.70s. Again, posts his chart. Shows where it gets the levels from. Every bit of reasoning you could ask for. So Tesla and Apple, again, just like I said too, and I'm glad he posted those because it really does line up with what I said about them this morning in the pre-market stream, was that it's impressive to see Apple breaking above such an area. And I was really impressed with Tesla because they finally gotten out of this huge range they've been stuck in for the past, multiple weeks. So it's nice to see them break out, but you can't just think bullish terms. You got to think, all right, well, what's going to happen here if they want to slow down and get a pullback, regardless of the market and momentum. Let's say Tesla gets a pullback. If they were to hold this, you should be super bullish. That's kind of the thinking. And it's kind of the same thing on Apple. As long as they're holding this, you should be bullish. So it's good to kind of point that out. Good morning, Green Candlestick. Always glad to have you. What's up, James? What's up, Mel, Jackie? Good morning, Taylor, John, Kaizen. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we can actually lower this today. Oh, I don't have to. Wow, for once we can actually fit everything on the screen. Good morning, Spicy Pepper. Always glad to have you in here. Good morning, Chemtrades. How you doing, man? Hit that like button. Thank you. Yeah, I would definitely appreciate that. Everybody hit the like button. Good morning, Money Lisa. What's up, Jazz? Glad to have you in here again. Good morning, Kid83. Always a pleasure to have you in here. My English is on fire today. Damn, I just realized almost 300 people in the stream before the market open. Again, showing a testament to how many people enjoy the pre-market prep, which not everybody can stay tuned for afterwards. You know, it's hard for people who have jobs or kids or whatever to attend to. You know, so I am happy to be here for the pre-market prep part at least. That's my favorite part of the stream, though. Kind of sets the initial vibe of the day. Kind of sets the tone. What are we looking for? What needs to break? What do we need to see what happened? You know, kind of making up the conditions that we want to see for each scenario. You know, for bulls, we want to see this happen so that can happen. For bears, we want to see this happen so that can happen. You know, it's all about planning ahead, pointing out what's possible. Therefore, when it happens, you're not getting sideswiped or you get slapped in the face. You don't understand what's going on. But good morning to everybody. Be sure to drop a like on the stream, and I'm just impressed. We almost had 300 people in here before the market's even open. Again, just speaking to how awesome everybody is in here. You know, you like to be here, you like to be prepared. I'm always happy to see that. Speaks to everybody's responsibility in here, really. Almost 300 peeps, only 85 thumbs up. Come on, y'all. It's totally fine. Again, I'm just happy to be here and happy to see people tuning in. Early bird gets the worm. What's up, Sandollar? Thank you, Key Carnage. I hope you had a great weekend as well. And I hope everyone had a good weekend. It was a long 3-day weekend. So I hope you guys got to at least enjoy at least one of those 3 days or got to relax a little bit. Good morning, Geo. This is a different Geo. What's up, Sandollar? Totally fine, Josh Powers. Like I said earlier, when is it ever a bad time to mental trade, right? What's up, Anderson? Back at it again with some more BAC content. Love to see it. And yeah, a lot of banks had some earnings too, so you were having a fight. Probably a lot of different crazy moves from all the different banks. Apple no Mac Pro is bad news. They're not doing another Mac Pro. I thought it was pretty stupid. I don't know, maybe I was the only one, but I thought it was pretty stupid. Apple was coming out with the touchscreen laptops. It's like, dude, what are iPads for? you can get keyboards for iPads now, you know. So what's the point of getting it's like they're just upgrading everything to like the same level. It's like, okay, we're not working on new things. Let's just make everything touchscreen. I didn't think that was a needed priority or something that was like something they need to work on for their next projects. At least me, I don't know. What do y'all think? You know, I didn't think they needed to do that. I don't really think touchscreen laptops gonna like, you know, shake the table or break any new waves out or anything. It's just like, what? Apple isn't original anymore. Yeah, they seem to just be focused on, you know, like just small stuff here and there. Which you can't lie though. They're still making a bag off like AirPod Pros. You know, all the accessories they come out with, they make a lot of money on. But I just thought that was funny. They already have like the touchscreen iPad where you can connect a keyboard and it's basically a touchscreen laptop. So I just thought that was a little weird that came out, but they won't come out with, you know, other things. So it's Apple though. I mean, they're still the king of the market. I still love them. I just thought that was funny. You've been waiting for years. Well, there you go. See, there are some people who are waiting for it then. Good morning, new to the chat. What time does your pre-market start? I try to start 40 or 45 minutes before the market opens. But you can go back in the beginning of the stream, Diana O'Brien, and you could check out everything I talked about today. There you go, lead in with the hard facts. See, there's always two sides of the story. That's why I asked, because I wanted to see what everyone was kind of thinking about that. Watch the Apple press release of the new. Thank you, Deuce. I appreciate that. Hi, Bueller. Top of the morning to you. Interesting day ahead of us. Do you typically go over new from a website? I don't really pay attention to the most websites, to be honest with you, Arjun. I just kind of focus on my system, drawing my levels, preparing myself. Helps clear the mind for me. I'm glad to hear that, Chuck Hall. Why was the Mac user sad? Because he had no Windows at home. Good morning, Hector. Happy to have you in here. But I just go over my usual stuff, Arjun. I don't really look at websites or any kind of outside source to help me give my initial thinking. I love to just wake up, look at SPY, check my levels. No, catalysts do not play any part in my trading. I avoid catalysts. That's a very good thing to avoid. If you know news is coming out, you probably should trade less, trade light, or not trade at all. Then wait for it to pass by, trade the reaction, or trade the after, more stable part of it. Evis, I only include the pre-market information. I do not include the extended hours information of post-market of the previous day. I do not look at that information of the previous day post-market. I do not look at that. Not a stupid question. It's a good question. Some people don't know there is a difference. Like right here for Apple, up to about, I think it's like 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3 o'clock. You can see this is actually the first pre-market candle. So everything before that, in between the gray area here, I don't pay attention to. I don't look at it at all. But Arjun, just focus on the levels, man. Don't pay attention to catalysts. Don't pay attention. I mean, pay attention to when they're coming out. I'm not saying don't pay attention to them. But in terms of like if Apple was to drop good news, would I just instantly go balls deep in calls? No, that doesn't make any sense. Just because good news come out doesn't mean the price has to go up. We've seen many times where you see buy the reaction, sell the news. That happens a lot. So I focus on the levels. I try to just focus on something a little bit more stable than looking around for news or whatever outside sources you're talking about, post. I just look at the levels. That's all I do. And again, don't be lazy, guys. If you really do have some of these questions and you really want to get them answered, besides just asking them in the stream, go back, watch some of the streams. I have all of them public for you guys for a reason. I even post the stream link every day, so people can get the link to today's stream as well as the past streams, because we have streamed today's the 115th public stream. So there's a lot of streams in a row now. But we go over pre-market, we talk about SPY on bigger and smaller time frame, then we break down a couple tickers on the smaller time frame that we can possibly trade or look for trade ideas on. And then from there, we just kind of do updates. We answer questions, we ask questions. We like to engage with everybody. I try to be as interactive with you guys in the chat as much. I try to read literally every single message, so it really is an interactive teamwork kind of thing. Let me get Devin in here though. Oh, that is so loud.
Yo, yo.
What's going on, boss?
Nice little turn up Tuesday. Last one for a while. Get some full weeks going.
Yeah, SPY might slow down with Apple pulling back right before open.
Really like Netflix and Nvidia. I know you covered Netflix pretty heavy in the free market, but also like Nvidia pretty well. Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys had a excellent weekend. Microsoft getting busy here right before open. I don't know what it's doing.
The opposite of Apple, isn't that funny?
Yeah, but they've been doing that the past couple of weeks. They've been sticking with each other at all. So like to see that
Yeah,
get back
you
into
guys have
order.
gotten really good breakdowns on how sectors work. The past, I'd say past 2 weeks of streams, like Devin just said, I would say you guys have gotten a really good idea of how sectors work and trade with or against each other. Especially because, like he just said, the difference between Apple and Microsoft we've seen lately, the difference between Amazon and Tesla, Netflix, Google, Meta working against or with each other. Really seeing sectors help each other out or hurt each other in different ways, as well as seeing them all kind of conglomerate into each other as SPY. SPY is the conglomerate of all of these. So it's kind of crazy to see the relation between them, how they trade. Multiple days did we see Microsoft pull us down and Apple, kind of just follow it, and then everything started to sell off after that. Multiple times have we seen the opposite, where let's say Microsoft sold off and then Apple ends up holding support. Microsoft slows down finally, Apple continues higher. Then that helps Microsoft come back up from that drop. So it's really been super helpful for anybody who is new to this to see these past 2 weeks of how sectors work with each other and against each other as they help trade SPY. So
Yep, and yep, like you just said, how that affects SPY sometimes, making it kind of go nowhere.
literally, everyone's always like, "How come SPY is just trading to the right?" What's like, well, dude, look at your sectors. Tech's all over the place, comms all over the place, discretionary all over the place, energy, falling through the floor, rising some different days, and that affects SPY. It's not like SPY is being boring. No, it's these sectors are so indecisive. It's making SPY look like that.
Market open, Nvidia popping yesterday high. See if that's going to confirm. Probably get an initial pop towards that yesterday high. See if we're going to get over it. Microsoft moving higher, Tesla moving higher, Nvidia moving higher on the open. Remember, we do like to wait the first 10 minutes, but just kind of watch the price action. Netflix coming down to that yesterday low. Nvidia about to hit 172. Meta rejected pre-market high coming down towards that pre-market low. Same thing with Google. Rejected that yesterday high, pre-market high area coming down to pre-market low. Tesla and Microsoft still looking really good though. Nvidia to the upside. So we got some stuff going up, some stuff going down. Apple's battling at that yesterday high. Netflix breaking yesterday low.
Yeah, SPY still struggling with 399.10, the previous day high. AMD's up to that 2-day ago high at 72. That was that halfway point we drew together. Semiconductors on another tear this week. Tesla as well. Apple trying to defend that area again, like I said, pre-market low in the previous day close. Those are going to be two key areas that if Apple continues to hold, can help them continue to be bullish. Yeah, Netflix huge fall. What's going on there?
Yeah, Netflix not liking it. Meta, Google, Amazon hasn't went anywhere.
XLC definitely the weaker sector this morning. I can already see without even checking these sectors here, just between those two charts. Microsoft holding pretty well. We'll see if Microsoft and Apple can continue taking the market higher. Semiconductors are definitely leading the way, though. Of course, with Tesla as well. Tesla can affect Amazon to see if they move off their previous day high. They seem to be trying to hold it right now. They're actually breaking it.
Nvidia getting over 172 and flying. Netflix still going down.
I'm not really surprised to see Netflix ever pulling back down like this just because of the bigger time frame TI I've been going over. I mean, we haven't passed the high. I mean, we went over it a little bit, but we never got a close over it. And now we're rejecting it. So I'm actually not surprised to see short stepping in right here. Big key area to watch now is about 321, 322 area. If they can break that, then they'll definitely pull back over the next couple days towards 312, maybe even 304. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all, especially because they have earnings popping up.
Apple's starting to come up now as Microsoft's wicking down. Nvidia flying over 173. They just hit 173.60. It looks like going 174, 173.76. That price action is crazy right now. They're hitting the big crazy on this thing.
Tesla perfectly up to the next level at 128. See if they slow down and get a continuation past that or not. Apple's still defending very well. Like Devin said, Microsoft kind of slowing down, but Apple's still trying to push higher. Amazon, I'm impressed by this weakness. Tesla's up over 4%. You got Amazon down flat.
It's just tested both sides of its range, starting to lose the pre-market low now. See if it can hold that. Nvidia finally losing some of its steam, waking back under 173 after almost touching 174. Google's at pre-market low. Still got a couple minutes on our first 10 minutes on the market.
Yeah, SPY definitely struggling against that previous day high still. All this indecisiveness on different sectors. XLC, exceptional weakness. Discretionary not really helping out just because Amazon is hurting Tesla. And you have Apple and Microsoft also fighting each other. Even though Microsoft is trying to pick back up.
So Berkby is breaking under that pre-market low, pushing yesterday low. So we're going to see if it's going to break down towards yesterday low now. Netflix making new lows on the day.
Peter, if you really have to know, I'm typing in my lifetime chat. I was updating a play on my American Airlines hold. Shout out Burt B's. Hell yeah, you know it. Burke B, for anybody that doesn't know the joke. Damn, MU's on fire with that semi-sector breakout.
Still rejected back under pre-market high.
Breaking today's open. Amazon's still dropping. That can help Tesla continue lower. If Amazon continues to fall, that adds on to the selling pressure on Tesla, especially if they hold under pre-market high in today's open. Could definitely see a nice pullback like I anticipated down to 122.40. Something Apple already kind of did within the first 5 minutes. Yo, great call out, Isaiah. I love how you said XOY is red, XOK is red. I love seeing these call outs. Because, yeah, all these
Google.
were green a few moments ago.
Yeah. Amazon's losing pre-market lows. Same with Google. Apple's turning back red. Microsoft turning red. Got less than 5 seconds on this 10-minute candle. Now let's see what we get.
See if Apple takes out pre-market low or not. Keep eyes on Apple pre-market low. Market looking soft. Amazon slowing down, which might help Tesla slow down a little bit. Yeah,
Apple holding pre-market low. So reflirt with that pre-market high. Nvidia making a new high over 174. The thing's going crazy.
Yeah, watch AMD for continued strength over 72. Nvidia, as long as they hold 172.70s, they have continued move. Watch Tesla over 128. Is Netflix going to return with some vengeance? Or are we going to get a continued weakness move there?
Google about to break yesterday low. Meta's coming to pre-market low.
Microsoft trying to hold and bounce still.
XOM held, now repushed, made a new high today over pre-market high. So you can get over 114 and hold.
Good morning, Daffy. Always happy to see your name pop up, man. And be sure to drop a like on the stream, everybody. We definitely appreciate it. Definitely happy to have everyone in here, though. So far, just having a bit of indecision across multiple sectors. Semiconductors, bullish as ever. At least they were trying to be in the first 10 minutes. We had Tesla trying to move higher. They failed. Almost broke today's open. They actually ended up holding it in the next 10 minutes. And now they're still holding it, trying to just show a range hold, really. They haven't really gone anywhere yet. Tech, we've seen them fight against each other a little bit. Apple showing a little bit of weakness, but trying to hold the definite bullish area. If they continue to hold 134, 134.70 area, they're definitely going to continue moving higher. Against Microsoft, of course, which they're battling their today's open right now, trying to hold over it. Which they're actually trying to hold over a key level from last week as well. If you guys remember 237, we played puts under that multiple days, as well as seeing resistance against it on Friday. They're trying to hold a very good level, so that's a good sign for them. And yeah, that was most of the updates so far. We had XLC weakness, which you guys saw already, just from that chart as well. And that's mainly from Netflix, but you did have Meta fall. You did have Google have a little bit of weakness, so XLC just in general was weak. XLY is kind of indecisive. I'd say XLK is the strongest one out of the three, even though you see XLY is up a little bit, but that's only because of Tesla. So I'd be very careful with what's about to happen. But definitely keep eyes on a couple of those key charts with key levels. We have Tesla 128 and today's open for a solid range. AMD is key for more bulls, so we'll keep eyes on that. And then of course Apple holding that pre-market low in that other level I just said, 134. They're trying to hold the really, really key levels here. So we'll see what happens. So far, I do like the little bit of dip and bounce on Apple, but if only everything else was like that. In a perfect world, right?
Google's trying to hold yesterday low. Same with Meta.
You might even be seeing a retest entry for more downside on Amazon right now. That's the crazy part. While Tesla's literally doing almost the exact opposite. What's up, Jack?
Meta relosing pre-market low. Microsoft trying to push up to that yesterday high, pre-market high area.
What gap divert? Let us know. And good morning, guys. We have over 320 people in here, 140 likes. Let's try to even that number up a little bit. SPY trying to hold over the previous day close, which is funny enough, lining up around the same exact cent at today's open. So today's open and previous day close, very key area for SPY. That's what price is battling right now.
2 minutes left on this 10-minute candle. Tesla creeping up towards that 128.
AMD creeping up to 72 still. A big thing to watch for that one is really Amazon right now, because they are still just showing what looks like to be an 80% entry to the downside. They need to retake like 98.20s, possibly that previous day high, and that will help Tesla continue higher over 128. See if they can do it. If you click like, SPY will break 399. If only it worked like that. That'd be pretty funny though.
B potentially breaking that yesterday low. It's right at it, hanging out above. See if we're going to catch support or break below. SPY wicking off that pre-market high again. Meta moving lower under that pre-market low, trying to catch up to Google.
Oh, I thought you meant like a bigger gap than that divert. My bad. I thought you meant like on like the daily or the pre-market it filled something. You were just talking about from candle to candle. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because he did have a little gap there. Meta still dropping.
Tesla slightly rejecting off 128 again. See if we can hold that pre-market high slash. Then under that, it's opening price. If it breaks those, we could be looking for the downside. Let's see if we're gonna hold this pre-market high. Meta cracking yesterday low. Looks like 80% entry on Amazon might be playing out now. Trying to make a new intraday low.
Yeah, that was like the only one I was confident in. All these other charts are too indecisive. Amazon's the only one giving legit signals right now.
Nvidia holding a pretty good level above 172, around 172.50. High still trying to hold that opening price. Tesla held pre-market high. Apple's now trying to hold over that yesterday high, but still under pre-market high. XOM retested pre-market high again, still trying to get over 114. Tesla trying to pop 128. Got a quick wick. See what we get. SPY pushing it up off that opening price again, back to a pre-market high.
Actually, Microsoft does have a little bit more strength past their today's open than Apple. You see they had rising volume from candle to candle as it retook that today's open. Apple had lowering. Almost the exact
Nvidia's
same chart.
potentially trying to pop here on the 10-minute if it can go take out this previous high with increasing volume. Looking good for Nvidia. Tesla pushing over 128 now. SPY at that 399 yesterday high. Google's getting some buyers now, coming back up towards pre-market low.
AMD pushing that 72, it's a good sign. Square has a pretty crazy amount of volume on their past two candles. They should continue higher as long as they hold the 7250 level. So you guys can keep Square in mind. That's a pretty impressive amount of volume though. That's the most I've seen on any of these charts so far.
B held that yesterday low, coming back up above pre-market low. That's good for SPYs. It's coming up.
Amazon's still weak. Wow, they're not even reacting to this. Can SPY break? They need the help of Apple pushing the pre-market high. They need the help of Microsoft pushing the 239.66 area. Amazon needs to continue holding. Tesla needs to continue breaking over 128. And then we can see SPY 399 break.
If SPY don't break out here, I'm getting some weird vibes that we might start coming down. Because we got Google, Meta, Amazon all really weak. XOM, Berkby's really weak. So if we just get a couple of these coming back down the other way, you could definitely hurt SPY. Meta's wicking off again. Google's wicking again. Amazon's trying to make a new low. Just needs to break that 97.
Dude, I was literally staring at that as you were saying that.
Apple's wicking off pre-market high. Microsoft's wicking off pre-market high yesterday high. We really need to get over these levels. Otherwise, we're probably coming back down to retest opening price midpoint. Berkby rejecting off pre-market low. See if it's going to take out that yesterday low now. Nvidia has not made a new high yet, so that's not looking super bullish. Need to see it make a new high on this 10-minute candle. Also going to be having our 30-minute candle in about 3 minutes.
Perfect rejection of 399.10 so far. Pretty impressive previous candle there on Meta. Rising volume hammer at support. Microsoft and Apple having problems at those levels above. Not helping out the tech sector.
That's up popping back above that 128. See if we can get it going with volume.
Yeah, DX Mac. I looked at that instantly and I was like, whoa, 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 what the heck? Same thing for Square too. Square's pretty impressive. Like this amount of volume here, pretty impressive. So would not be surprised to see a big move on Square's chart in either direction pretty soon. They just basically need to hold 72.50 and they can continue higher. If they end up breaking that, I won't be surprised to see them come back down to at least the previous day close, which is 71.60-ish, 71.65. Somewhere in that general vicinity. Tesla has a really good chance here of going to 130. Finally. As long as Amazon slows down too, that'll definitely help out. They don't look like they want to though. And Mike almost said Meta. Microsoft's still getting a fight against that 239.60s. No break above yet, or no hold above, I should say. The
There
Dow's
goes
red on the
Tesla.
day.
Spy trying to pop that yesterday high. See if we're going to get it now. Microsoft got over, trying to get over 240. Nice dip buy on Meta coming up, pulling Google up. See if Spy can get pre-market high. Brick B held that yesterday low again.
Apple. Can Apple break the new high? All the levels you can use, Fib Nasty. It's not just pre-market you can use. Use every level. Every last level you can use. Apple finally pushing that new high of day. What did Microsoft just do? That's definitely helping out SPY. Apple and Microsoft working together finally. Or, I mean, they have been all morning, just one was a little slower than the other. Not like the Tesla and Amazon relationship today. See Tesla hitting 130 just about like I said, and Amazon did do a good retest move to the downside, but didn't really get much extra movement past that, if that makes sense.
Google trying to get back over that pre-market low now. But Meta's still pushing up, trying to take out towards that opening price. Nvidia finally making a new high on the day. Just took an extra candle.
Yes, 100% Fib Nasty, exactly. Like you said, obviously anticipating quick short moves. That's exactly how you do it, brother. Totally fine, Noah. And I was actually literally just typing this in my chat. I was telling people what we're looking at. I was telling people Tesla was a good one. Way up here. Yeah, way up here. But then I was literally, as you said that, I was just telling people Tesla 130 almost hit as said. Please take profit here if you took Tesla longs, because 130 is a solid level for Tesla. So don't look at it as taking profits early. You took profit on time.
It's almost at that pre-market high. See if you can get over it and go yesterday high.
I would not short this SPY pop yet, Matt. You want to pay attention to Apple and Microsoft especially to see, are they going to continue holding over these levels they've just now broken. You also have semis continuing higher, which I said watch AMD over 72. As long as Nvidia held 172.70s, they were going to continue higher. They have now moved $3 higher. So I would wait to start shorting. Need a little bit more confirmation. I said Tesla 130. There's a level at 133.50, but the reason I said that is because it's pretty much in between, and 130 is a strong psychological level. That's not a level on my chart, but I wanted to at least give people a passive level that's close. I didn't want to tell people something that's super far. Yes, it can continue higher, but 130 is a great target. Don't ever get greedy. That's when you start losing. And Square, like I said, this was the most impressive chart I've seen this morning, and they did continue higher. I'm very happy to see that.
Apple out pushing Microsoft now.
It's kind of a point of view question, Sacklunch perspective, because how would anyone know that most people expect things to go red? There's no indicator in the world that tells you that. So that's bias, because nobody's ever going to know that most people are bearish today. There were good scenarios for bulls, there were good scenarios for bears today. Bulls are just taking more advantage this morning. I really wouldn't say there was a popular general consensus on what direction SPY had today. Again, that's perspective though, what you just said. You said because it hit resistance on the current downtrend. You have a resistance there. You know, maybe even I do. But not everybody's watching the exact same thing as you and I. Most people just see this gap fill. But I wouldn't say most people are bearish today. That's, again, a perspective thing.
Tesla pushing over 130.
Again, doesn't matter what people think. Always plan for both sides. Up and down, regardless of how you feel, regardless of what the general consensus feels like. Always focus on both sides. Therefore, when it happens, you're not sitting there going, oh crap, how is this even possible? I can't believe this, you know? And we're also not sitting here going, big money this, big money that, general consensus this, general consensus that. So I was just trying to point that out. I wasn't trying to make it seem like I'm bullying you or anything. It's just, there really wasn't a general consensus at all. There really hasn't ever been. And I also just don't like when people say, "Oh, big money wanted this." It's like that's such a stupid, vague thing to blame. And I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying a lot of people do that. They take advantage of that, and they'll go, "Oh, well, we had a red day today because big money." It's like, what the hell does that even mean? You know, it's such a vague thing that means nothing. Again, I'm not attacking sack lunch. Just you will see people post about that. You'll even see your fair share of furus say big money this, big money that. They have no idea what they're talking about. I talked about many reasons why SPY could continue higher. I talked about many reasons why SPY could slow down here because there is a lot of different points to be made on both sides of the story. Both bulls and bears have plenty. Who is this money and who's this money guy and why is he so big? 100%. And yeah, guys, every day 40 to 45 minutes before the market opens, I start my stream for pre-market prep. Then the market opens and we do our live updates. So be sure to tune into the pre-market prep if you have time.
Microsoft and Apple still pushing new highs. Same with Tesla. Google's having trouble with the pre-market low. Meta having trouble with the pre-market high. Berkby still under pre-market low.
Let's go Square. $130's hit on Tesla, so good job to anybody who's in that play. That was definitely a good trade idea. I can't really take credit for Nvidia, but I can take credit for AMD. 72 was highly mentioned in here as I was going across the different tickers, updating them, pointing out potential moves to the up and the downside. Like I always do. I never want to just point out one side. Amazon's slowly recovering. I would have to assume so just because of the amazing breakout Tesla just had. With Amazon having that exceptional weakness from open, I'm not surprised to see them pulling back up a little bit. Good example of sector movement. And we saw Netflix start to recover a little bit. Meta recovered a little bit more. So it's good to see part of that sector recovering a little bit. Microsoft on a tear streak. Square making another new high of day. Let's go. Again, I pointed 72.50 out multiple times. Beautiful, beautiful level being broken there and held on top of with that crazy amount of volume stepping. And that was the big reason on why I liked that chart was the volume stepping in. Birth bees. It's saying Burke B. Devin just sucks at English like I do.
Irk B.
Damn, Disney's doing good to do today, Devin.
Disney is.
At least I think they are from this post. Yeah, they're up. I'm not gonna be surprised when Disney's like back in the 120s, 130s. They've been firing everybody who brought that stock price down.
Trying to get over 400 as Nvidia is pushing a new high. Same with Microsoft and Apple. Amazon finally trying to retake pre-market low. Google getting over pre-market low.
SPY might be getting a third wick here. AMD slowing down. Nvidia slowing down against levels, so semi sectors are going to be slowing down. Tesla may also be slowing down. Let's see what Amazon's doing. I saw them go red again. Apple's against another level, so if they have a possibility of slowing down here. Potential pullback on SPY.
Many Berkby's Berkshire Hathaway, and the reason we look at that is because it's one of the top stocks on SPY and the financial sector. So we just gotta pay attention for that.
Burke B, Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah, there's actually Burke B and Burke A.
Okay, don't confuse them. They already don't understand Burke B.
All right.
But Devin calls them out. Even if Devin and me don't trade them, and he does really good about this with XOM too. Devin will call it XOM because they're important for energy. He calls out Burke B because they're an important financial. You didn't know that, and you work for Berkshire Hathaway? See, that's funny. That's a scary episode you sent me on your GIF this morning. That bird was freaky. That's when he turns the little Tweety bird into a big bird.
Trying to get some slowdowns here after these moves, so we'll see if we're going to hold, move higher, if we're going to come back down. Google is still moving up over that pre-market low.
Say you have 6 tickers you watch every day. What would you look for to narrow down your best 3 setups for the day using your system? Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, AMD, and Nvidia. Those are my top 6. Again, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, AMD, Nvidia. Those would be my top 6.
Then from there, you're just kind of looking at positioning on chart, how tight your pre-market range, previous price history, what did it do yesterday? Is there any catalyst you got to avoid? Is there any catalyst that you can trade off of?
Amazon still looks good for more downside. I hate to say it. Tesla holding very well over 128. If you get that pullback though, by that time Amazon will be below 97. It's playing the song again. Okay, I'll accept it.
Double. Tesla bounced off 129 here nicely. See if we can get over that previous high.
Starbucks and DoorDash announced an expansion of their partnership with nationwide availability anticipated in all 50 states by March of 2023. Wow, that's pretty impressive actually. That's 2 months from now.
I'm moving higher while Microsoft's slowing down, trying to hold 240.
Nvidia going green again, new high of day.
Yeah, the video is something else today.
Apple new high of day over 136.60s. They
I
said
wish it
we're,
would have. Good.
I was gonna say they said we're not slowing down yet. Got all these good pushes on charts.
Yeah, I wish the video would have not took off so fast this morning. That was one of the ones I kind of wanted to try to catch, but it moved way too quick in the first 10 minutes, even.
That's why I liked AMD more. It kind of held that like perfect range, and then it pushed it again with a 3-bar play kind of. But even that was a quick trade. It wasn't like something that was like, more than 20-30 minutes. It was all less than that. We'll see if all these moves hold up, but no new highs on a lot of these pushes so far, besides Apple. Oh, Apple, another high of day.
Same thing with Nvidia, another new high day. Seems about the only two consistently right now making new highs of days. But we got that new 10-minute candle or 10-minute candle giving us a nice indecision candle. So we kind of pay attention on this candle here on the 10-minute to see if it's going to give us a better direction.
100% Cameron. It is interesting to see if we do get a pullback, how much of one do we get? So far, we haven't really gotten one. You got a little bit of a dip in the first 10 minutes. We got a good little reversal after that. In the next 10 minutes over that, they retook today's open with not rising volume, so it wasn't the strongest of breakouts. But then over the next few more minutes, they had a lot more volume step in over the level that was really needed to break, which was 399.10 from the previous day high. So ever since about here, they've been bullish. It just wasn't exceptionally super strong. With the Apple push, the Nvidia AMD push, the Tesla push, a couple others moving higher as well, a couple weights in the market that helped out SPY continue to hold this area here as they reversed, and then they had good rising volume when all those stocks made new highs. That's where this big green candle came from, was all those stocks pushing new highs at the same time. Since then, we've had a little bit of just kind of sideways price action. We're getting a little bit of new high of day right now on SPY. Overall, that's because of Apple. We had a couple others move higher as well. You had Nvidia. Tesla's still holding up. It's not like it's fallen back down yet. So still getting good strength from the XLY sector, even with Amazon kind of playing keep away. Square made another new high of day. I'd love to see it. Good job, Mel. I saw you in that BA short earlier. I like that one when it broke the today's open. It wasn't on the list or anything, but when you posted that, I went to go check it for like 5 seconds, and I like that it was breaking it, even if it wasn't with rising volume, because over the next 15 minutes, you actually had a good rejection happen there as well, which should have given you more confidence to continue holding. Was after this candle wicked back up. So good job, Mel, taking your BA short on your own. Don't beat yourself up, Macy. It was good that you were at least in the play, and now you can review kind of mentally after that, so it's not the end of the world. But always good to be thinking of how else you could take advantage of a trading opportunity, so good job, Macy. Fib Nasty, there's a few things I like to look at. I mean, to be honest, though, you really shouldn't ask that question because you're going to limit yourself. You shouldn't look at anything for an optimal chart before it opens. You want to see a good flat pre-market, but that doesn't mean though that a non-flat pre-market isn't going to give you good plays. So it's not really fair to say, oh, a flat pre-market's the best. No, there's plenty of times where I've seen extended pre-markets where they jump early or they fall early, and then they give really good plays after that. Last week was a good example when SPY took that dip down, and we were all saying, hey, look, if we get a good bounce here, this is where we're going to go. And that was after the pre-market had fallen the entire time, and a lot of people started turning bearish. So it's not really fair to say what gives a good pre-market. There is no such thing. Also, I would check out some, like I said, literally 20-30 minutes ago, check out more streams. Go check out more of my pre-market prep. Go check it out for yourself. I do this every day. It amazes me when people ask, and I'm not getting on to Fib Nasty, he's asking great questions, but it amazes me when somebody asks me, when do you start your pre-market stream? Or, what tickers do you look at? It's like, dude, go look. Quit being lazy. It takes 5 seconds to go look. It's amazing the questions I get asked. Again, not attacking Fib Nasty. That was a great question he had. It's crazy some of the questions I get asked in my DMs. It's like, come on, dude. You're so lazy. Just go look. These are public. I swear, Noxta. I haven't been asked what CPI in a long time, so that's a good thing. Gotta take my dubs.
Yeah, I was got too much energy. He must not have been to the gym today.
They made that new high of day, but it was nothing impressive. And I guess if you wanted to, you guys could do your fibs if you wanted to go over, like for Tesla as an example. Here's level that it broke out from. Here's the high of day where they slowed down at. So essentially, you could say, oh well, under this area, we'll get a pullback to 128, the level we broke out from. If we get a hold of this and they don't lose that, there's a good chance you get a continued movement higher. You do this on any chart. You go from point of breakout to the high of day. So you could do one on SPY if you wanted to. Point of breakout to high of day. Essentially, if they lose this area, we have to assume they want to at least pull back to 399.10, the level that it broke out from. Yeah, take your rest of your day, WAG. Get a good reset mentally going. Review some of the stuff later on today after you've reset your head. But have a great day, man. I know you'll recover from this.
Yeah, make sure you do a good trade review on your red trades. I hope it wasn't more than 3 trades, Wag.
Nvidia finally getting some slowdown indication. I think it took all of AMD's strength to pull that up. I still like Amazon for more downside. I don't know how that's not dropped more. It's probably because of Tesla holding up so well today, but if Tesla was to get any kind of reversal, Amazon is definitely going down to the 96s. I will be very shocked if they hold that low of day right there. Yeah, good eye, Jack. And yeah, J-Bake just posted on Amazon as well. He's watching literally the same range. Because it just looks good for both sides. You know, regardless of you being bearish or bullish, it does not matter. You know, that chart's looking really, really good for either moves, either side, really. It's just kind of being patient enough to wait on it. AMD already down to the 72 area. This was kind of that intermediate level that they broke out from. They came from 71.10, but 72 was that first level above that I was looking at.
Starting to pull back. See if it holds that yesterday high at the 399.
Yeah, SPY breaking that short-term pullback spot. AMD well under 72 now. Nvidia still showing some good sellers against resistance.
Amazon breaking lower. See how much we get.
Tesla breaking or testing and breaking the short-term pullback spot. Amazon continuing lower. Like I said, I mean, that is just too good to be true unless Tesla continues higher. Tesla would need to hold this and jump and make a new high day for Amazon to continue holding here. And that just isn't as likely right now. Good job if anybody's paying attention on the Amazon analysis today. I've been pretty bearish on that one this morning. Normally I try not to be like that, but Amazon has so much just good bearish indication everywhere. And they have been all morning. Again, SPY just getting a short-term pullback, breaking that spot. We'll see if they hold the long-term pullback at 399.10. Might be 5 minutes, might be 20, 30, 40 minutes, but we'll see if they curl up and hold this area. If not, they are going to be breaking this and retesting today's open, which, if you guys remember, is way down here at 398.50. So, it's not the end of the world. Excuse the noise, I was unplugging my headset. Goals hit, bro. What's up, Barack? What'd you end up doing, man? Glad to hear, though. Oh, you're just talking about your TA. I saw that, yeah. Saw you post that just now again. Good updates, too. Plus, it's a really good method to not just mentally trade, but it's really good to kind of preemptively talk about what's possible for price and then to update it as it goes on. That's really, really good to kind of help you not just understand price action, but you'll almost be memorizing the things that you want to see for better price action movement. So it's really good. Doing that little update process is a really, really good way of growing. Really good way of getting that kind of eagle-eye vision, really. Really appreciated the stream today. As always, thank you. I'm heading off shortly, but we'll keep an eye on the Discord. Have a great day. See you later, Cameron. Have a great rest of your day, man. What's up, Coach? How you doing, man? Hope you've had a decent morning. The shadow confluence. Yeah, we had one really good breakout, or sorry, I take that back. One really good weak breakout, I should say. I say weak because you didn't have rising volume from candle to candle, but they broke over the today's open within the first 20 minutes. So that was a good sign. They held it, and then they got a really good rising volume push from there. We got a little bit of an excrement move from that, and then since then we've slowed down, broke the short-term pullback spot, and now we're testing the more longer-term pullback spot here about 399. So probably just going to remove that, and we'll wait and watch this area here. If they can hold this, we can still get really good bounces in the same sense we bounced over today's open, so that could take anywhere from 20 minutes to 3 hours, you know, so we'll see what we can do here. So far, though, nice pullback. A lot of the charts hit really good levels on bigger time frame levels. AMD, Nvidia, really good examples. Tesla, another good example, hitting the 130 like we anticipated. Amazon having exceptional weakness. XLC sector exceptionally weak today as well. Jeffries today lowered its price target on Tesla to 180 from 350 while maintaining a buy rating. Guggenheim today downgraded Microsoft to sell from neutral with a 212 price target. Wow. Some polar cranberry lime seltzer.
The
A fugazi trade.
trying to come back to that pre-market high now.
And yeah, SPY broke the 399 area. Breaking lower could be today's open or pre-market high, like Devin just stated. Florida man does fibs on mobile. Sherman in Florida. Sinful just asking like, what is it like to battle crocodiles all the time and evade being normal? Average Florida man.
Chuck be wrestling alligators all the time. He's in the group.
God, nasty pullback on SPY.
Very nasty pullback on SPY. And we see that Apple's going to break this pre-market high. Microsoft's going to break this yesterday high. Google rejected its pre-market low, but still above its previous intraday low, trying to hold up. Meta's back at pre-market low. XOM's losing yesterday high. See if it can lose 113.
This beat's kind of fire, not gonna lie.
See if Tesla breaks under 128, taking us back towards that pre-market high.
Rambo, your poots. Amazon, nice pullback after the retest move. Talked about that a few times on stream today.
Google coming down more. Meta coming down more. Starting to pick up speed on Meta and Google as they're coming towards yesterday lows. Apple's flirting with that pre-market high, still above yesterday high. Microsoft losing them. Berkby broke yesterday low, coming down. Nvidia's still holding up really well. Starting to hit that 128 on Tesla. See if we're going to lose that coming back towards the pre-market high. SPY is currently testing its midpoint area right below opening price. See if we're going to lose that. Jesus Christ. Someone just hit the bid on 20,000 shares of SPY. That's a lot of shares. One day, Dev. One day. That'll be me.
Shit, you're pretty close.
20,000 shares of SPY, bro, just to click a button. Yeah, okay.
You're relatively close. Come on.
Yeah, but still, that's a lot of risk at a click of a button. Every tick, yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah, sheesh,
A
8
heart
million.
at- a heart attack every point sent.
Yeah, every point it ticks is a heart attack. Somebody is buying and selling a lot of shares right here down towards this midpoint low of intraday SPY. See if they're gonna get it pushed back up or they're gonna break through this wall of shares that's going on right now.
It's crazy because they could already be trimming their position right here.
It really could be.
Fat finger trade.
Yeah. So sometimes, Peter, so what will happen is somebody will be flashing a big order out there or spoofing a big order, whether to the upside or the downside, and someone else takes advantage of it because they really want those shares. And it's hard to locate 20,000 shares of SPY at one time at a certain price. So if someone's putting an order out there to the buy side or the sell side, like trying to get rid of, put it on the upside on the buy side, spoofing it below or spoofing it below support, somebody can go in and execute that order, take out those 20,000 shares just to get their stuff filled. Good stuff, Brady, on the Amazon play. Can't get mad at that at all. Working on trying to make a video going over it, Peter. So look forward to that. I'm gonna break it down a lot more on exactly what I was talking about. I'm just having a hard time getting the video that I need to make the video. On demand's a little buggy with me, so I gotta record a few more trades live and get the right time sales at the right time. Tesla catching at 128. So yeah, Peter, let's say just to go into it a little bit, like let's say you have, SPY for an easy at 400 and somebody puts 20,000 shares at 425. And, every time SPY ticks up 5-10 cents, they start moving that order up 5-10 cents. So you can never actually really get to those 20,000 shares because they're constantly adjusting them. But what you can do is, let's say a big dog wants to take out that wall, they can bump what they're willing to pay for the shares and hit in a large order and take out that large order. If that makes sense.
Pike, I know you can on TOS. I'm not sure about Webull. I don't use Webull, so I just don't know. But yes, on TOS you can set trailing stops. You can set it at percentage, or you can set it at contract amount. Like if you want it to go, oh, I want it to keep holding for me as long as it holds 0.10 in advance. You know, then you can do that. Or you can say 10%, 15%, whatever your focus is on it. But yeah, nasty pullback on SPY. Right now we're seeing, can SPY defend today's open? So far they're trying to. But we saw a good pullback on a lot of big charts.
Get some huge wicks on some charts. Google, Meta, Microsoft getting a nice one.
Tesla and Apple, though, I would like to point out both of those are holding key levels to the cent right now. Apple's defending its pre-market high, and Tesla's defending its initial breakout level that we had above the initial open at 128. So keep eyes on those two. Those will be key. Amazon's also right now fighting another key area between 96 96.40. So we got a couple charts holding good areas right now. How's everyone doing in the stream so far, though? It's been a little over an hour since market open, but it's been almost 2 hours since the live stream started. Hope everyone's enjoying the stream, enjoying the updates, some of the information being provided. But I definitely would check out some of the video content as well across the channel. We have multiple uploads across the past few months on the YouTube as well as on different playlists. So definitely take time to check out some of the content as well as the past live streams. You can check out all of the past live streams by going to the channel, clicking on live, and then you can view some of them. So I would take time to go through that. But let me know, how's this stream so far? Looks like a lot of you guys are just kind of chilling, waiting for the next move. We had a really good breakout to the upside, a really good pullback. Now I think a lot of us are just kind of watching for the settle. What's going to happen from there? Watching Amazon play out levels like following a script. It does feel like that sometimes. Stream great, no lag so far. Yeah, I haven't had as many drop frames today, so that's a good sign. I've been trying to restart my computer every few days, which I hate doing that, but it has seemed to be helping out a little bit. Great day as always. Appreciate that, Taylor. Thank you. Oh, at least you could do it with shares. That's kind of cool. I mean, I don't know why you would do that unless you were trading with bigger equity amounts, but that's still pretty cool. And who's all going to be here for the Power Hour stream today?
Power Hour we trust.
At the moment, I am doing a 1K account with my Lifetime group, which I'll try to go over some of those trades, but majority going to just be going over new stuff, kind of cover the different things. Power Hour is the last hour of the market divert, which Central Standard Time, that's 2 to 3. But Power Hour is the last hour of the market. So it'll only be about an hour stream, but today, and probably first few of the Power Hour streams, and I'm going to try to switch them out to where I'll do one today, I'll do another on Thursday, since this is a short week, but I'm going to try to do them every other day, not every day, because I think that would be pointless. But yeah. That's okay, Divert. It's totally fine. Maybe you didn't, I was saying it back to you because I didn't know, maybe you just didn't know what Power Hour was, but that was a pretty funny question. don't beat yourself up. You know, the brain is only capable of moving so fast, so much. But what I was saying though is the first few streams I'll go over kind of the basics of what I like to look for. And then we'll go off that. And I'm not really here to do them as like, all right, guys, follow me in this trade. Follow me. You guys know me. Like, I love talking about trade ideas. I love talking about possibilities. But at the end of the day, you are in control of what trades you take. So I will be there. I'll be going over just kind of the basics of what I look for, which you guys have already, if you guys have been in any of my streams, you've already seen the basics of what I like to look for swings and day trades. It just, again, kind of goes down to have you reviewed it all or have you been here? How far should we be in the swings playlist for Power Hour? I don't even know what's all in there, to be honest with you. Let me go back. I know a couple of the videos in there, but I don't remember everything. And there's a few places you should go look. One, if you go to the channels, this was my old channel. I used to post a lot from when I did like plays for swings for different chats. I would check out this channel first because this kind of breaks down a lot of the basics of what I look for, and a lot of people find it hard to believe, but you can use this strategy for like 1 day swings, 3 day swings, you know, anywhere between there, but also for swings that are, you know, weeks on end. It just really depends on how seasoned you are with this system. Playlist wise though, I would 300 billion% watch this video. This was the one I did that 230 account. We took it to like 1K just with swings. That was it. It's a super good video, but I would check out all of these videos in here. I probably need to add some in here. There's some on the channel I haven't added in here. But this is a lot of the basics I go off of for just basics of swing trading. Yeah, I haven't really done swing videos in a bit. Everybody got kind of bored of them because the market was so aggressive, so I started jumping into more scalp day trade type content. I'll definitely be making more videos though. Oh wow, that's my third most viewed video. I didn't even realize. Yeah, this was probably one of my favorite challenges I ever did. I don't really like doing challenges because I hate like setting limitations on myself. Like, oh, you should only work towards this type thing. But this was a lot of fun because we took a lot of those trades in as a community. It wasn't just me doing it and then showing people. Like, it was everyone following along with me at the same time. So that was a really cool breakdown and all that. But yeah, you at least want to watch that video, Pike, if you're going to watch any of the videos in there. Watch as many of those as you can, but don't burn yourself out. A really good way of kind of jumping into swings too is just like day trading. You know, you shouldn't really be looking to just instantly jump in trades. You should be looking to review and take mental trades. You know, kind of go back, try to back test some stuff, and then it'll give you the confidence to maybe see those setup pop up in real time and take an opportunity on it. You know, instead of, you know, just guessing or all that. So yeah, a lot of the information today's stream we'll be covering is just kind of the basics of things. Another thing I'll be doing is I'll be going through this long ass watch list I have here. It has a bunch of stocks that I've had from back in the day in here, so I'll just be kind of going through them one by one by one. I'll be pretty much only looking at the daily time frame when I go through them, so yeah, be ready for that. SPY still pulling back through my little rant.
Apple wants that pre-market high, but still above a yesterday high. Microsoft still above yesterday high.
Been making my way to that place lately. Finished the 2 after workshop 6 in there. Hey, nice. You watch like 80% of the workshop videos. Highly recommend it to everyone. I appreciate that, Anurag. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I really do appreciate that, though. Those are really long videos, and those are a lot of the best, you know, at least in my opinion, I think those are a lot of the best videos with all the quality and information in them, because they're the longest videos. So it gave everyone who's in there a lot of time to kind of break down what they wanted to talk about, and it covers various topics. You know, in that playlist, we talk about, you know, volume. There's one where we talk about swing trading. A few of them we talk about day trading, scalping, how to get your levels, options contracts. Like it literally has everything in there. You know, it just takes looking, watching, and reviewing really. But I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed the content. AMD basically back to square one. Nvidia just kind of weak against resistance right now. Tesla trying to see if it can continue to hold this little bounce they got off of a very crucial level there. It was resistance using for breakout. Now as support, can they defend 128 for a continuation higher? Apple in the exact same seat as Tesla, except different level, 135.60s. Looking to see, can they defend this area or will they be losing it? Amazon same seat, different levels, 96 to 96.40s. Netflix kind of battling between where they fell from, kind of up here at 330, but also down at their today's low. Got this kind of wick to the meat of the low right here. You can look for possibility for more bearish movement under. Meta very sideways today. They got a good high up here, lower high. They got a low, higher lows. They're kind of squeezing into a little corner right now. Microsoft building pretty good off of their little bounce there. They fell below the previous day close, came back above it the next 5 minutes, and since then they've been defending it, but no crazy movement after that. Square talked about this one breaking above 72.50s. If they can get above pre-market high, we could see 73.75 and 74. Those both hit. Since then, it's just kind of pushed up a little bit more and just kind of chilled. So, which kind of aligns with everything else I've been looking at. You know, it kind of like had a good move or a good small initial move, and now it's just kind of slowing down, waiting for more. And this is what I talked about literally 20 minutes ago. I said, guys, you can expect some slowdown for 20 minutes. Sometimes this will take 3 hours, you know, before you get the next better setup. So right now we're just getting consolidation across the board. Andy, you said, Josh, how are you dealing with self-doubt? The best way, in my opinion, is to review. You know, I don't really see the point in looking at this stuff and going, damn, I'm dumb, or damn, I don't know, I don't understand this. Like, what's the point, you know? Take more time to review, to go over information, to mentally trade. If you're not doing that enough, you're always going to have that little bit of self-doubt. You're never going to have the utmost confidence in your system or process. So do that. Apply that energy into reviewing, into mentally trading, into back testing whatever you're looking at or trying to learn more on or grow confidence in. You know, and then you'll never experience self-doubt. Or at least not experience it and it affect you, is how I should say that. Not sure what Tesla wants to do here. Done for the day. Plus 5% on port on the Netflix short. Thanks, Bueller. Good stuff, Matt. Beautiful percentage on your portfolio for the day, man. Apple holding PMH really well. Good Inoxta. Tesla 80% too risky. Let's see. I mean, yeah, it's risky, of course, because you're buying early. But I do like the fact it's still holding 128. This is kind of what everything's doing. Or not everything, but most weights that we're looking at. A lot of them are kind of up past a level and have pulled back down to a very, you know, very strong level. So right now, everything's kind of battling at the same time. But yeah, not a bad 80% entry on Tesla. What I don't like, though, is they broke the short-term pullback and kind of using it as resistance. So if anything, I would just wait. Because you have a very big indecision above and below. They're kind of stuck between these two areas here for Tesla. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. I'm just saying it's very risky. Because you don't have really much confirmation. And Apple is losing a pretty strong level. The meat of the high is about right here. And they're testing that. But they've already broken the true pre-market high. So we'll see if they end up coming back down to today's open or not. That wouldn't surprise me at all. A full reset, even everything out after all that movement. They love pushing us back down into a spot where it's like, oh crap, what are we doing next? It's funny you say that too, Fib Nasty. One of the seasoned traders in my chat just posted Tesla as well, and he said Tesla held the 128 so far, but it's looking like it could get droopy, but a breakup over 129s with volume for the next leg up. You can see even though he's feeling like it's going to drop more, he still plans for both sides. Because there's just no point in looking at it and going, oh, only this can happen. No, you need to look at it and kind of point out what's good for both sides. BB course was a game changer. Awesome to have all the info in such a clean, organized course. After finishing the course, makes the stream 10 times better. Trade review is in Discord, done for the day. Beautiful job, Trevor. I'll definitely check it out. Let's see. What's your name in there? Did you already? Are you Joe? I think I've already replied to you. Oh, you were exiled? Bro, that was a really good trade review, Trevor. I liked that a lot, actually. When I posted mine, I'll just full screen it. When I posted mine, I saw you were already typing, and I was like, oh crap, what's he typing? Like, he must be doing a lot. And I went to go look, and I was really impressed because you kind of caught both entries. You kind of caught like the initial push and hold, and then you caught the retest of that push and hold. So that was really cool. I also like that you took profits at multiple spots. You didn't just, you know, sell everything here or randomly hold and sell everything here. You trimmed it here and then you sold, giving yourself kind of good easement into out of that trade. So that was really good. I like that a lot though, Exile. That was good. Joe had a really good one too. Not Misi. Jazz had a really good one as well. Username just posted. Let's see. Spy puts 36% net win. Third full position size with tight. So he only got into a third of his full position because he wasn't as confident in it, but he still liked the setup. So he went in light. Fantastic risk reward on this trade. Let's see what he did. Bought on the break and retest of the intraday level. So he's on the 1 minute here on this chart. And he liked that it broke, came back up and held his resistance. So he got in for some puts. Sold on the new low. Sold at previous day close. And then sold as he approaches his kind of angled trend line from earlier. Beautiful, beautiful trade by username here. He also posted his contract movement too. 16%, 50%, 100%, 41. Netted 36%. Let's hype him up. Yep, just getting continued weakness. Indecision everywhere, but still seeing some weakness. And yeah, Tesla rejecting. Apple still continuing lower. Looks like they want to go test today's open. Seriously though, guys, if you've taken my advice and you have been posting mental trades, I am beyond proud of you. Because trust me, it's the people who aren't doing what you're doing right now that are going to either be not here in a couple months, they're going to be missing, they're going to be still either making mistakes and it's still trading before they quit. You know, I've seen this so many times where people don't take time to review, practice, any of that, backtest, whatever. And then they end up kind of complaining. It's like, how come I always lose? Or how come I never get to learn or grow or any of that? It's like, what? You're not even giving yourself a chance. Taking more trades, that doesn't help you with anything. Now, mentally trading, back testing, these are things you can do over and over to help you visualize what you should want to see in real time once it finally happens. Then you can take opportunity with not just guesswork or in the need of wanting to make money or grow your account, but in the need of chasing the knowledge you've been providing for yourself, that you've been going over and over to help you actually jump on the opportunity once it comes. The song slaps. Exactly. Practice makes perfect. Like I just said, Christopher Baker, practice makes perfect. Like what I literally just said, mental trade. You said, how do you know when to take profits? I'm getting out of trades too fast. Can you help? Now, that's all perspective too, because most people, when they tell me this, say, I'm taking profits too quick. I go look, I'm like, man, that's on time. You know, you can't catch the, you're only saying that because you saw it go farther than you took your profit at. You know, you wouldn't be saying that. Let's say you took profit and then it reversed instantly. You know what you'd be saying then? You'd be saying, damn, I did that perfect. I knew exactly what to do. If it keeps going though, then you go, oh well, I didn't take profit. I took profit too early. I messed up. You know, so it's really all perspective. You know, but the best thing to do is follow the levels, have a target set in place before you're even in the trade, Christopher. Therefore, you know where, or at least what you want to see or where you should be looking to take profit at. This isn't something you make up as you go. Minimum 2 paper or mental trades a day is a solid rule of thumb. Good stuff, Taylor. I like that little rule of thumb for anybody else to follow as well. What's up, Tobias? So tired, so much work on my plate. We'll be printing money. And yeah, Tobias, I'm actually going to catch up today on some of my reading on your articles on Substack. I'll be catching up to that after the stream. I'll go support it too. I'll retweet it and everything. I wanted to catch up on, I think it was one of them I need to catch up on. Plus, if you had any new ones, then I need to catch up. Plus, you have some old ones I still need to go back and look at. I forgot I could go back and read some older ones. No, 100% Tobias, like, you know, no pressure. You should have a schedule though, like try to come out with like at least one a week or one every other week. You know, don't pressure yourself to, cuz at first I saw you post like 3 or 4 in the same week and it was like, holy crap. How is this dude doing this? You know, so definitely don't overwork yourself. You know, your articles are super high quality, man, and they're not hard to read. You know, that was a lot of fun to read. So I'm not saying slow down, but don't pressure yourself into thinking that you have to make one every single week. You know. But I love your posts. I actually do take time to go read them and really try to break down what you're reading or what I'm reading so I can understand it for the future. But SPY still pulling back. Very nasty pullback on SPY as they break today's open. AMD breaking their breakout area. They're below today's open. They're red now on the day. It's crazy move for them because they were so green this morning. We'll see if Nvidia catches up to the AMD drop down. Tesla breaking 128. And yeah, my big thing on why I didn't like this for 80% is because you already had this hold here. So basically what you're watching for is a hold here. So you still didn't have enough information on this candle or this candle to truly get in yet. It's not even if you're fighting the trend or not. That just didn't have any confirmations for saying, hey, this is trying to hold. Plus, Apple broke lower, SPY broke lower. You shouldn't be looking on taking retest plays right now. To the upside. To the downside, 100%. You can see Amazon's actually testing their lower area right now. A lot of things going green to red. BA down almost 2% now, damn. You did that 80% to the downside? Good stuff. Yeah, it's just because I saw some people asking about what about to the upside. Hey man, you're freaking great. Thanks for the streams. Appreciate it. Saying positive vibes. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, some pretty decent TA today. I really wouldn't say today was awful. You're going to see some people complain and say, oh, today was choppy. Like, I don't think it was. I think today was very clear. So far. Again, I don't know what the rest of the day has in store. Nobody does. But still, so far, looking really good. Pretty nasty pullback. Not as quick as people would have assumed, but I mean, shit, 25 minutes already down from 398.50 to 397.20s. That's pretty impressive. Now we'll see if they can hold the pre-market information so far. And always, in doubt, zoom out. You know, it's really easy to get lost on this 5-minute chart. If you ever feel like you're getting too clustered, you don't understand what's going on, zoom out. You know, check out the bigger time frame levels. You'll see all we're doing is rejecting the top of the gap fill. That's all we're really fighting right now. The pullback, you know, what have we pulled back to? Nothing. We haven't really dropped anything significant yet. There's still room down to 396.30s on the bigger time frames. And in reality, we have room all the way down to where we've initially broke out from, 386. You know, so there's nothing but room to the downside. We have that little gap there, and we have the bigger shoulder on top of the consolidation. You know, so there's a lot that can still happen this week on SPY. I would say today is definitely not anything crazy so far. It is nice to see us reject still. So, you know, this does give leeway to saying, hey, sellers could definitely pop back up, and we'll see them pull back down to at least, you know, 390, 392 area. You know, down here is definitely optimal first area to look at. But still, nice to see that we are rejecting a known area. It's not just randomly. So that's always helpful. Rising volume push above. They tried to hold, made that new high with good volume too. And then afterwards, just over the next 20 minutes, they have failed completely. And a lot of people will sit here on these types of trades and go, you know, why me? Why me? Why do I enter on this break? Why do I do this? You know, it's not about that you're entering a bad trade. It's just you're not going to win every trade. You have to understand you're not going to win every single opportunity. You are going to experience a good entry where you exit because you lost. You know, you're going to experience a loss. There is no such thing as always winning. So it's another thing to kind of get in through your skull while you're taking these trades, is to also remember, am I taking a good entry? Is everything moving with me? Do I like how this is synced up with the market or its sector, you know, whatever you're looking at? You know, ask yourself these questions after the trade so you can truly see, you know, was I in line with everything? Was I jumping ahead of myself? Should I have waited? Should I have been more patient? Done with Tesla. Good stuff today, Mel. You did really good with your updates on that too. Origin, possibly we get a rejection, or possible we get a reaction, I should say, not rejection, reaction, where you get an initial buyer movement, but that's not to say that it's necessarily a bullish bounce. So once you get that move, it's really smart to look outside of the previous candle, which, again, that's what I was just going over to, so I might have been answering you too late. Tesla calls in the first scalp for 67% gains. It was a bit dicey, but I held and took my profits. Waited a little for the second dip. Wannabe 44% gains on that put scalp. That was a slow elevator down. Good stuff, Sandollar. I cannot wait to see your trade review in the chat. How do you set your one-click trigger on price level in TOS? I'm actually, do you mean how to place the level? I'm actually clicking twice. I'm just clicking it very quick. Reminds you of a Cardi B song. But Cool Sledger, it's just the price level tool. Which if you want to turn this toolbar on, you can just setting symbol, and then at the bottom right it says My Tools. Just change it to on each chart, click Apply, then click OK. That cog wheel will pop up. You can click that and you can add tools or drawings or studies on here. That wasn't the exact pairing I said, Fibnasty, but yeah, there's a lot of groups. Amazon, Tesla, focus on those. Apple, Microsoft, that's in the tech sector, focus on those. Nvidia, AMD, MU, TXN, TSM, you know, all these semiconductors, can totally watch those. Communication services, you got Meta, Google, Netflix. You know, these are all three you can look. Now, again, like I said earlier, they don't trade together always. So, like, just because you see, let's say you see Netflix and Meta moving higher, does that necessarily mean Google has to move higher? No, it just adds probability into that there are other weights in the same sector moving higher, that if Google can break a certain level to the upside, it'll give it that extra oomph, that extra, you know, added value to that potential setup. It's not a 100% thing left and right. I need sectors like that. You know, when I'm saying Apple and Microsoft, I'm thinking of XOK. When I think of Amazon, Tesla, Nike, Home Depot, McDonald's, I'm thinking of XLY, discretionary. You know, Netflix, Meta, Google, I'm thinking of comms. Burke B, JPM, a lot of the bigger banks, I'm thinking of XLF. You know, it really depends on what sector you're looking at. There's hundreds of pairs, hundreds of groupings of stocks that relate to each other. Thousands, I should even say. VWAP by Cardi B. That's too good. By Candlestick B. That's too good, Pike. You should get into marketing. That's a really good one. It's been almost 2 hours since the open, and a little over 2.5 hours since the stream started. Thank you for doing live trading every day, learning a lot. Thank you again. No problem, man. Just glad to have you in here. And we really do set ourselves apart from everyone else. We don't really sit here and you know, force you to get into a contract, you know, to do all that. We really do give you a process of what to go over. I don't sit here and create traders. I don't sit here and create, you know, sheep. I create leaders. I create people who are confident in their own system, in their own abilities, in their own knowledge, in their own confidence. You know, I take people that want to be leaders. I don't do all that. Oh, guys, get into the Tesla 138 call here, take profit here, stop loss. Like, I go over many trade ideas. I will do that, but I am not going to hold your hand, and I never will. People who hold your hand normally don't know what they're talking about. They'll do this just to get your subscription cost. I am not going to do that. I'm not here appealing for subscriptions. I want to show people the way of how you should be charting, how you should be viewing these levels, how to integrate using the levels, how to navigate them. You know, I'm not here to make up a bunch of BS and get you guys into signals and stuff. You know, we're here to cover ideas. No lie, Bueller holds my hand on the weekends. They're holding your wallet too. 100%. Ooh, Noxta with the trade review. Mental trade review. Nice. Good stuff. I like that you took your Amazon puts and then you didn't double dip. You just went over to Tesla and you did a mental trade review. Good stuff. A tiny bit of chop, but it still held the same level, so no stopping out. Then it pushed above, way above way up to the zone above. This candle managed to hold above this 50% level of the opening range. Ooh, I see what you said there. Okay. So you're looking at that like initial move they had to the upside. That's very clean. Good stuff, Noxta. And that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. You know, going through it, looking at it, reviewing. Okay, what could I have done here? Where's the 40%? Where's the 80% entries? Do I see anything that had possibility? Do I see anything that I'm aware of? So really, really good trade review on that, Noxta. I like that you did Amazon and Tesla. You really did the whole discretionary sector today. This is the way. Oh my god, Deep. Did you see the Season 3 trailer? For Mandalorian? Dude, when you see it, you're just gonna laugh because it's like they made it so good that they're like, we're so sorry we made the Boba Fett series. We are so sorry. Because Boba was trash. Mandalorian though, and guys, that was pretty funny. Towards the end of Boba, Mando's basically running that show. Like that show is so bad. Mandalorian though, 10 out of 10. Cannot wait for season 3. But yeah, Deep, you need to see that season 3 trailer. You're gonna freak out when you see it. Looks like Spy's trying to defend the lower side of pre-market here. Nothing crazy yet, but good reaction.
Out of all the stocks, Tesla and Nvidia seem to be holding up the most. Apple's really trying to hold that yesterday high still. That don't look terrible.
Nah, bro. Andor is not as good as Mando. I do agree. I love Andor, but it is not as good as Mando. So far. It's not really fair to say it's still early on. There's still a lot more to go for both of those shows. But it is nice to have 2 good Star Wars shows. They really missed us with Boba. What's the new Star Wars movie next year? I already forgot the name. There's another one. Or maybe I'm thinking of Andor. AMD trying to retake 7110. Nvidia trying to defend 172.70s. Not a bad bounce spot for AMD and Nvidia. Tesla trying to retake 128. You guys are never gonna believe this. Somebody actually joined the Discord, changed their name to Bueller, or they kept their name as whatever it was before. They boosted the server, so that means they paid money to support my Discord server. It was like $5, I think. And then they changed their name to Bueller. So when I looked up their name, they had a role and it just said boosted server role. I that is the first time I have ever seen that. Oh my
Maybe
god.
maybe it gets around some of those systems that other servers have, and they can be in there for a decent amount of time.
He didn't get around mine. I was looking at the logs and I was just like, wait, what? Why did we ban a boosted server person? But that's why. I was like, who in their right mind just banned somebody who supported our server? Bueller, and yeah, there's a fake one in here too. Okay. I just banned 3 fake Buellers.
Still coming back up off that 128. Apple held coming back up to pre-market high.
Are we getting invaded? Alright, fam, call it a day for me. I joined late into the party, but I'll see you all tomorrow. All love. See you later, Daffy. All love, man. Thank you for tuning in when you could. Hope you have a great day, man. Good stuff, Barack. Doing really good. Tell me, man, is it 1 Barack or 2 Barack? Watch it be like 3, both are wrong. Boo Rock. Okay. I can remember that. Boo Rock. Got a tough name, not gonna lie. Like, tough as in tough, not as in like it's hard to say. Like, I wouldn't mess with somebody named Boo Rock. I'm getting out of hibernation to the sounds of a bear war. All macro charts look like it's the silence before battle. I am getting hyped. We'll wait it out for now, but God, it looks so juicy. And that's the cool thing about the stock market, man. There's just so much opportunity. You know, regardless of how a year goes, regardless of how you personally do, you know, there's so much opportunity. And not even just in, people always hear that and they're like, oh, he means making money. Like, no, there's also many lessons to be learned. You know, opportunities of learning, growing your knowledge. You know, it's really awesome to think about it like that. There are ads, but you can skip them. There's not like non-skippable ads. And that's only if you don't have YouTube Premium. I think that's like YouTube's new like thing they're doing. Not like I have any control. I have YouTube Premium, I think, on 2 different accounts. I don't even remember. How much is YouTube Premium? Does anybody know? Might just
They
Google it.
just YouTube Red's like 16.99 a month or something like that around there.
Damn.
They also have like bigger packages with the TV and stuff. Aaron said you can just use an ad blocker as well.
Yeah, it's $12.99 or $11.99. Sorry, so it's like $12. That's not the worst.
Dang, I guess when you sign, oh yeah, because when you sign up on iPhone, you have to pay the iPhone tax. That makes sense. But yeah, that's why mine's more. Freaking iPhone tax.
Yeah, same, Jack. I like the YouTube Premium. I always like download a couple things. There's so many reasons to have YouTube Premium nowadays. It's so cool. YouTube's actually added a lot since back in the day. That's not super expensive either.
So Nvidia coming back up. The SPY's trying to come back up. Apple's getting over that pre-market high.
Use an ad blocker, never get ads. Yeah, I have an ad blocker as well. Just for any site, that's a good thing to have. Forget you're on a plane. Yes, you can, Fib Nasty. I forgot what it's called, but there is a feature, kind of like what you saw me do, like for SPY, for example. I have these for like my daily trading levels, and then I can go to this one. It's like, oh, I have my bigger time frame levels. You know, this is what I'm looking at on here. You know, it has that. It doesn't look the exact same, but they do have this. I only know that because my friend Duke uses TradingView, and I think he calls it the trading tree or something. I have no idea. But they do have that. It's nice to have it organized too. All right, Sandollar finally did it. I wanted to see if he'd post that today or not. But he said, my first trade results post. How's that, Chief? Let's see here. 12 minutes after the open, I entered my January 20 calls, already past the 50% mark of the FVG, and held to the peak side of volume push. Okay, so he liked that from open to this candle. This candle pushed back above a good retracement percentage, so he likes this candle a lot. Entry was after that. Let's see. Tesla calls on the first scalp was 67% gains, 44% gains on the put scalp. That was a slow elevator. Oh, so he took up and down. Okay. Took my gains here. Wow. Huge take profit spot. Dude basically sold high of day. That's almost impossible to do. Waited to start a put positions here. So he liked that it kind of consolidated, had a little bit of a lower high here, got into some puts. Probably had his stop loss up in this general vicinity. Closed my put position here. Took lots of patience to hold. Wow. Sandollar. Sandollar. What is into you today? Is there other fire emojis I can add to this? How many fires can I add to it? These are the same. These are the same. We'll do some flamethrowers. Oh wait, what, dude? What am I missing out on? Look, the Elmo fire meme. Wow, beautiful job, Sandollar. I thought you just did the play down. I didn't know you did to the up and the down. That's incredible. The only other thing I would add to your trade reviews, and this is me just giving constructive criticism, again, you did beautiful, is I would maybe say, where is your stop loss for these plays? You know, you showed where your entry was. You even showed your thought process on why you liked it, and I think those are two beautiful points to make on any trade review. But maybe also say, where did you have at least a mental stop loss? Where would you have put one? You know, maybe add that to your next ones. But beautiful job, though. Again, I'm sure you did have a stop loss in place, or at least one in your head. I'm just saying for your trade reviews to kind of keep yourself in that good routine. Entered SPY puts when we had high seller volume and broke and closed below current day open / previous day close. Low volume on my entry candle, then seller stepped in and volume increased. I did hold through Wick City, but still held below. Stop loss was pre-market high. Took profits around my 397.26 level for 54% profits. Wow, another fire post here. Let's get some more emojis on this one. Let's see the chart, though. So she liked that it was kind of weak against after it broke the today's open. So very, very good sign there. So she got in. Stop loss, like she said, what was it? Was pre-market high. So she entered below the today's open break. Her stop loss was going to be the pre-market high, that green level there. And she had her targets down here towards the current day low. Wow, great job taking profits near that 397.30 there. Beautiful, beautiful job. And again, who cares? You know, didn't get the perfect low. Who cares? You're not going to get that every time. You're probably not going to get it a lot, you know, so it's okay. But got 54% out of that move. Amazing, amazing, amazing job, Kid83. That was seriously a super awesome trade. And to Sand Dollar as well. Really good trade reviews back to back. I like that a lot, though. I like that everybody's adding information to their post. They're not just saying, oh, here's where I entered, here's where I exited. They're giving a little bit more of that. Why did they like the entry? Why did they exit? You know, what got them out? What got them out? You know, what level is that? You know, explaining everything, the thought process, all that. Super awesome trade reviews this week so far. And it's the first day of this short week. I can snap a picture of the peg stop loss. Totally fine, Sand Dollar. I was just saying for a future post. I still think that was an amazing post because you didn't just circle entry and exit. You circled entry. You said why. You labeled a couple things, and I think it's even more impressive. You took the same chart to the upside and then back to the downside without having any kind of bias stop you out. So, and that's so hard to do, dude. So beautiful job, Sand Dollar. Tesla retook those areas it pulled back from. Nice to see them back in the fight. Amazon back in the fight, retaking that area. Very, very nice to see them retaking the 96s. Netflix still defending the low of day. Meta never dipped below the today's open, so that's a good sign. That still freaks me out how close that is. The previous day close and today's open, basically the same level. What's Apple doing? Still defending 135.60s. Good to see them retake that too. Not just the defend the low of day, but to also build back over a higher level as well. Give them some room. Microsoft kind of did the same thing. It's crazy too because they had so much trouble with this level on Friday last week. I remember saying, wow, they're still rejecting. They're still rejecting. It was like literally over the course of like 30-40 minutes, they just kept hitting that level and failing. And you can see that today, that's the level they held on top of perfectly. It's crazy how that works. Even after the downgrade. If anybody's new to the stream or new to how we trade in here or how we chart, first thing you need to do is go to my channel and you need to watch the workshop number 11 video that's right here. This is all the levels, how we chart them, where we get them from, what they mean, how we navigate them, the types of entries we take, limiting ourselves to just the 40%, 80% type entry, as well as the buy the dip type entry. They're all in there. The staircase method, how to grow your account from, whether it's from a small account to a more moderate size account or a moderate size account to a bigger account. This gives you that as well. But this is how we chart and navigate our levels. Definitely check that out from bigger to smaller time frame. So again, if you're new, check out workshop number 11. It's a one-stop shop video for every piece of information on how we trade and navigate the markets in here. Big thing is understanding the levels. That's the first thing anybody in here needs to go through. I'll also send a link to the PDF that me and my friend Username made last week. If I can find it. Should be like right here. Yep, here it is. So here's the link to that. I'm going to send it to the YouTube chat. Copy the link. That'd be a good idea, actually, green candlestick. Just kind of have selected audio already have it recorded and everything and just click it. Somebody's like, what's this? Just hit it. Tells them the answer instantly. Because, yeah, workshop number 11, that'd be a great soundboard to click on.
Get Harrison to do all the voiceovers.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And his Family Guy voice.
Do you have a name for the 50% retrace of a breakout trade? Yeah, I mean, it's just an 80% entry. It's the same thing. A retest trade. And like I said, and this is why I went over it Friday. So, like, I guess Tesla was a good example, actually. So you always have the initial breakout, right? You understand that. And then you said let's say this is 50% of this retracement, which it's pretty close. What would you call this? It would be a retest entry, an 80% entry. But then you would say, oh, okay, but it didn't go to where it broke out from. And you're right. So this would be considered a more short-term retest trade than the full pullback of what we would like to see more of would be the 100% pullback where it's a little easier to see. But again, we don't always get that. You're going to have moves where it's a more midterm or short-term retest like you saw here. Sometimes you even see it in one candle moves. We saw it a lot on Friday and Thursday of last week where you saw a good breakout and then you'd see one candle hold just barely over and then you'd see it continue higher. And everyone was freaking out because they're like, oh, it's going too soon without us. That's a short-term retest. Sometimes you see them in 3-bar plays, but it's the same exact entry type. It's a retest. That's all it is. Divert. If you've watched literally any of my videos, I only use the daily time frame, so I'm going to answer that pretty easily, the daily time frame. But it's all perspective. It's all personal preference. You know, you might like the 4-hour more than I like it. You know, Burak might like the 1 hour more than I like the daily or this or that. You know, it really depends on who you are and what you like the most. I'm just telling you what I go off of. But all of my videos, I go off the daily. It's very rare you'll ever see me on another time frame. For getting my levels, that is. You ever try experimenting with candle colors? I've seen some ice/white and red-blue color schemes on some Twitter traders charts. I really haven't messed with them that much. These are actually custom colors as well. These aren't the normal green and red. I chose a slightly better looking green and slightly better looking red. But I have experimented with colors, yes. It's just not the crazy most important thing, so I don't really look at it too much. Yes, it does still have importance. Algos do not run the entirety of the market. Volume it always has importance. Now, Fao, you could re-ask that question differently and say, should I be looking to trade less during those times? And yes, you should, because that is where you get those lower volume times. Like you said, between the initial opening and then power hour, it is a little bit harder to trade. Now, is it fair to say that it's always boring? Yes, that's very unfair to say because it's not. There's always opportunity. Sometimes you're going to have good moves happen in the morning hour that you don't see the rest of the day. Sometimes the morning hour is sort of exciting but nothing crazy, and then lunchtime still has good moves in store. You know, so every day is different. Definitely don't try to limit each day, but 100%. The blue rectangle on the Tesla chart. If you were in here when I marked it, I was showing people that was a potential short-term retest. I had one on SPY as well, but I deleted it. But initially saying, look, oh, we went from here to here. Oh, wait, I went from the wrong level, my bad. From the original breakout of 128 that I was calling out, I was saying you could take calls from here into 130, so I was just initially calling that move. But I went from the point of breakout that I was talking about to the high of that move before it really started slowing down, and that was between here. I started drawing it, and that was where price kind of retested. They failed to hold it as support. They rejected it, moved lower, failed to move lower. Now they're kind of back and fighting it again. So it's just a short-term pullback spot of this bullish breakout. So you could technically delete it now. You don't need it. It's really for looking to see, can you get that short-term retest to hold? Because this could have been a really good short-term retest right here between these candles. But they failed to make that new high, so you didn't get that short-term move. Again, nothing works all the time. Hey, man, I'm outside with your food. I doubt. What'd you bring, Wingstop? Did you bring me some Wingstop? No problem, Val.
I could go for some Wingstop.
SPY making another lower high under today's open. Will this bring us down more? We shall see. We have lowering volume all throughout this recovery move to the upside. So a lot more fingers pointing to another drop to the downside. A really good way of invalidating this would be to break over 398.50 with buyers. You should try it for the one time, Noxta. I normally just get normal like buffalo wings, but the fries you should get how do I get Cajun seasoning with like, and then you can dip it in ranch. That shit's so good. They have good fries. A barbecue kind of guy. I have in the past, Arjun, but not lately, no. Some diner burger. These are all the tickers on here. Lona 9. So you can just add these to your own watch list. Click this plus sign down here. It'll add a widget. Do watch list, and then you can add all of these. XLK all the way down to XLE, and that's every sector that's in SPY. You can also take advantage of the Analyze tab. If you click Analyze and you're looking at SPY, you can see what stocks weigh the most in SPY, what sectors weigh the most in SPY, and then clicking on it, by clicking this, you're clicking XLK essentially. You get the IT sector, which is the heaviest, and you can see of that sector what's the heaviest in it. And you can see this is why I look at Apple and Microsoft the most when I look at tech. Discretionary, you can see this is why I look at Amazon. This is why I look at Tesla, Home Depot, Nike, McDonald's. We always talk about those. Comms, we're always talking about Meta, Google, and Netflix. We always talk about those three to kind of say, hey, look, these are what some of the top leaders in XLC are doing. Banks. We talked about Burke, JPM today, exactly why we look at those or why we mention them. Energy, XOM, Chevron, Schlumberger. These are very good to watch because they're very strong within the energy sector. So if I want to know how the energy sector is moving, I need to go look at those. They move off of those tickers. SPY reverse head and shoulder forming on 3 minute 398.50 would be the neckline to break to hit yesterday high of day then today's high. Okay, I see what you're saying. No problem, Lona. That was a good question. Take your time on it too. Don't sit here and think that you have to focus on sector rotation every day of every hour of every day and every day of every week. No, you don't need to be. This is something you check here and there. But it is nice to, over time, incorporate knowing the strengths and weaknesses of what sector is doing what. And I don't expect anybody to look at it for 5 minutes and then instantly understand what I mean. No, over time, as you start to look at it more and incorporate it into your system every day or just taking time to check it here and there, it's definitely going to help you out. Because you'll be like, you'll see people who do that a lot. You'll see them be confused on like, how is SPY going down or how is SPY going up? Tech's going up. How is it going down? Well, what's healthcare doing? What's energy doing? What are comms doing? What are financials doing? If tech's the only sector moving higher, then SPY is going to slow down. It's not, SPY is not just tech, So it's really easy for people to get confused when they look at that stuff. But over time, I promise it will help you out more. Just kind of understanding what has strength, what doesn't. And that's why you always hear me call Apple the king. You'll hear me call Microsoft the queen. It's because they're not just two of the heaviest tech tickers. They're two of the heaviest SPY tickers. I'm off for now. Back for Power Hour, High Pipe. See you later, Knox. Have a great time, man. I'm sure you're going to enjoy Power Hour. I'll probably be ending stream very soon. Go work out, get a sweat in, come back, be ready for Power Hour.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about Josh's games. He's swole.
Shut up. All right, so today we had a decent, I would say today was pretty decent from open. We had a little bit of a pullback, nothing crazy. Didn't really take anything significant out, lowering volume for the first 10 minutes. And then over the next 10 minutes after that, we had more lowering volume, but price was taking over open. So you had a good bullish breakout. It just wasn't that strong. I could see why some people were a little not as confident in it. I wasn't that confident until we had this candle come in, which it had rising volume, but it didn't break anything. So it was pretty much, we're bullish as heck until this level breaks. It's how you should have been thinking during this candle. And then we end up getting a pretty nice pump. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, everything was starting to hold or push higher. Not Amazon, Tesla. Amazon was the weak one today. And then we just got a little bit of a move from there. We got a little bit of a slowdown. You saw the semi slow down. You saw Apple, Tesla, Amazon kept going down during that time. And then you started seeing SPY as a whole slow down and then get a little bit of reversal into it. They ended up breaking 399 again to the downside, cracked down to the next area at 398.50, came all the way down to make a new low of day at that 397.25, which is from the bigger time frame. And then since then, we've gotten a relief bounce pretty much. I'm not really going to say that's bullish, but I would say that is a little bit of a relief bounce. You can see that it's a relief bounce because we have price moving higher, but you have volume moving lower. So it's not really that strong of a move so far. Bigger time frame price action, which I already went over this earlier. We are inside of the range still of the previous day, basically. We haven't really moved lower. We haven't really done anything crazy up top. You know, we pretty much just went up, went down, and that was it. And that's why we're getting such an indecisive day today. So big thing to look out for is who has control of 399/400. And this is going to help buyers move to the upside towards 403, possibly 405, 407. If we get a continued rejection here, we need to see, can we get a lower open going into tomorrow? Can we get any kind of price action that happens there? Which I'll go over all this in the Power Hour stream as well. But if we get a lower open, and this is how the candle closes today, we are going to get a pullback, and we'll have to most likely look towards this shoulder over here, towards this gap fill, and possibly even where we initially came from, the 386.20. So we'll be looking at that. I'm not going to waste any more time. I just wanted to kind of cover it how it is. But I will see you guys very soon. Power Hour stream is today. Again, that's the last hour of the market. So in 3 hours, I'll be streaming again. So I'll see you guys then. I'm going to go drop the links to everybody. Please have a great rest of your day. Drop a like on the stream, drop a comment, and I'll see you guys later on.
How many times have you taken it, you know, and kind of, but the feelings, no, I don't want to hear about, you know, that makes it sound very clinical, like as though, well, if you take it this many times, then you flipped out, and if you take it, you know, it's not that way at all. You can take it once and never have to take it again. It's nice to go back up there. No, but you never have to take it again. One time is all you need with the right person, or the right people in the right place.
Seen any monsters lately?
Oh, not me. I'm a happy person. See, I can't. It doesn't hurt me.